Welcome to your Saturday night entertainment, infotainment, and education of new participants here. Welcome to your most important financial and stock investing live stream here on the internet. Thank you very much for joining on a Saturday while some people enjoying the great outdoors now or the eased lockdowns. We are preparing for next week, and I think there's a couple of things that are important to understand. Specifically, I want to go into some technicals, but some easy technicals with you, so to see where the market can go. And for you, I have also a task. Let me know, as always, where are you watching from? And let me know what you think will happen next week. Will it go down or up? Will we go and see the bull or rather the bear? This will be the question, guys, okay? Let me know in the comments. We will go into the comment quite often today, just to make sure that we cover all of your questions and all of your desired topics that you want to discuss today. And I want to make sure also that if you have any questions, I would love some topics that I talk about in the live streams, then make sure to let me know as well. So we have Singapore, Romania, New York City, New York, and Atlanta. No, I don't have fixed my bull yet, unfortunately. It's maybe a task for tomorrow before the market open. Brazil, Colorado, Spain. So many people. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I want to make sure, guys, that you are equipped with all the necessary equipment to steer the market also on the weekends, okay? Because there's no futures, there is no stock exchange, so there is actually something that you can look up to. It's not that, I would say, very accurate, but it's just a little bit of an interesting tool that you can use on the internet. So the market was quite friendly and ended friendly towards the end of the week. On Friday, we closed the Dow Jones with 1.9% with over 25,600 points. The S&P with 1.31% positive over 3,000. The 3,000 mark was a mark that the S&P tried to hold. And then we had the Nasdaq 100 that couldn't hold the 10,000 mark that it reached over the week. Now, if you're looking into the internet, there is something called IG. And IG is like a trading platform, CFDs and all of that. And based off the trading of the CFDs, they have this weekend Wall Street chart. So just put in Google IG, like in the top left corner, there's two letters. Then you just put Wall Street chart, and then you will see, how according to the CFD trades the market can open on Monday. And as you can see, it's a little bit down, 0.55%. Again, it's very, very just an indication how the markets could open. I have seen this also negative and it opened positive. I saw this positive and it opened negative. It's all dependent on news, guys, as well, okay? So very important. So this is just an indication. If you didn't know it so far, then you know it now. And also don't forget, an early thumb up is always appreciated here on this channel. And if you're new here, obviously smash that subscribe button, because we are vlogging and streaming every single day. There's 3 to 4 pieces of content that I'm producing every single day to the stock market, so you have the very best output here on the market. So there is also something that I want to talk about here, guys. Some of the big guys, are starting to change their minds. What does it mean? So this means that people like Paul Tudor Jones. He is a very famous investor and trader, and he is, I think he's multi-billionaire and has his own hedge fund, and very successful. And actually, he is starting to change his mind. He said in the beginning of this bull run that he believes that this is just a bear market rally. And now it seems that, minds are changing also with this specialist and this experts that really knows a thing about markets, seeing, well, this is unusual that a bear market rally goes for 2 months, right? Moreover, the whole scene that the Fed is producing with a safety net that was never done before, guys, in these measures, plus it's important, guys, what will happen to the stimulus by the Treasury. And these two events can further push the markets to higher bases because, you have the safety net, right? If you're betting on the recovery and the recovery doesn't come, then you're falling into the safety net, right? The Fed will just put more money into the system. The Treasury will put money to the system, to people, to companies, and so on. And then, if the recovery is coming, then still you have some Fed money, and still you have the gains from the recovery. So it's like a casino where you can't lose. What do you think about that? This is, actually a kind of the playground currently on the stock market, so I believe we can see higher levels as of now. But who knows? We will definitely talk about today which levels we can fall into the S&P. The S&P 500 is currently at 3041. So we shall see how far this can go on the technical basis. Very easy to understand, something that you can do by yourself also. And I want to make sure that, all of this mind changing is happening actually not already now, but I saw this a couple of times now during the recovery or bounce back. The very first one that said, I'm buying stocks in this environment was actually Bill Ackman, right? I don't know if you have seen the very, very famous CNBC interview where he said, we have to close the whole world, whole US for 30 days. Otherwise, we will not survive this, guys, and we will have a crash of economy. But I'm still buying stocks. And this was a huge, media jungle around this interview on CNBC. So if you're interested into that, just put Bill Ackman, CNBC, and you will see that he will say, block or put America on hold for 30 days. Every business can survive 30 days and a little bit of stimulus, but not 6 months. So he bought heavily on this March low. So, good for him. And on the other hand, it's always very hard. I know there is this saying, buy when others are fearful and sell when others are not. So, but this is actually one of the hardest part on Wall Street, that, when it goes south, you get this fear as investor, obviously, because it's money, and psychologically fear and also losing is much more harder on your psychology than winning. So, that's why it's very tricky, and that's why, there's just a couple of or a handful of people that are very successful on the stock market. But you can, I can, everybody can be successful, just thinking long term and buying dips and selling low, selling highs, obviously. Not like Warren Buffett, buying low, selling lower, like with the airlines, right? Not always everything works out, not even for Warren Buffett. So I want to go with you guys now, except there's some kind of questions here. Let me see. Imagine betting against a trillionaire. Yeah. I once heard about one interesting saying. It was by Richard Branson, and he said, you know, how to become a millionaire. A millionaire by being a billionaire and investing into airline business. This was quite interesting. The airline business is very competitive, guys. It's really hard, and you know, you have just a handful of airlines that are super successful on the market, but those are with subsidies from government and so on. So, you know, super competitive business. But let's have a look into the S&P. I want to go with you in the S&P because I want to have a look with you into some simple chart mechanics here. So let me see. Okay, this should work. I will move my camera window if this will not work. I mean, let me put myself here maybe to the top, and let's make this a little bit smaller and make this full screen. That looks absolutely brilliant. So if we are just taking the year to date here on Yahoo Finance, that's the interesting part. You can draw, okay, and here you can see that there is a trend line. Let me pull another one maybe here. So here, let's say the trend line is definitely up, okay? So you definitely have a trend line here, and as soon as we don't break further down under the 3,000, and then, you know, somewhere here where I believe here around is kind of area where, you know, there could be some more support. As you can see, it stayed a little bit in this area between 2,800-ish and 3,000, okay? And this is quite important because once you know these techniques, and as you saw, it's very simple, then you can really steer the market quite interesting, because people say, where's the bottom, you know, but more and more of the trading on the trading floor actually happen electronically, and there's algorithms that know these things by heart, and many thousands of more formulas that determine, you know, if billions and millions of dollars are getting moved, right, into stocks, into indexes. And the S&P 500 is also the most important index in the US, because when outside money of US going into the American market, into stocks, most of the money flow goes into the S&P 500. Asia, Europe, you know, all this money is going into the S&P, or most of it goes into the S&P, because, you know, it's the strongest index. It's the most interesting index because it has such a variety of companies, right? Technology as well as industrial, just the 500 best companies in the US. So you're betting on the 500 best companies in the biggest economy on earth. So, you know, not the wrong bet or wrong pick to take, right? And another area is also interesting, which is, for example, I don't know, let me see if it was, can I erase clear drawings? Okay, another thing that you can do is also just take the lowest point, which would be here 2,200, plus you take the highest point somewhere here, and as you can see, it's always having, if you mark this, then you always see some trends here, right? So here, for example, it was like a resistance line, and it bounced back here a couple of times, then it went, and when it broke, it really went down. And also here, it could go over this mark recently. So this is a quite interesting point. And here's just the lowest point. Let's see on the bigger picture if we see any correlation. No, not yet. You would need to go really really back, and yeah, but you see, you know, around this area there was like a kind of jungling around, as you can see here, then fall down, it bounced back from this line. So, you know, you see this trends here if you draw. And actually when you are here in this chart of year to date, so, you know, what is this, 2nd of January until today, then you just put here a line between the lowest point and the highest point, and then you just take the middle, and this is then also a quite interesting guidance. And as you can see, the middle is somewhere again around the 2750, 2800 levels, where I see, you know, next lowest point if it goes down. Okay, if a big if it's gone down, then definitely somewhere around this area at 2800. So this is something. So now you're saying, hey Danny, you know, all of this is quite interesting, but how this applies to my Tesla stock, my Beyond Meat stock, or my Virgin Galactic stock, or my Hertz stock? No, don't buy Hertz, guys. Don't buy Hertz, okay? I'm telling you, this is not investing, guys. This is definitely not investing. So let's have a look. What does it mean? So as you can see, the chart technique, I hope you learned something. If yes, then, you know, I'm always appreciating the thumb up button on my videos and live streams. But what does it mean into your stock portfolio? And subscribe, obviously, here, right? Make sure to subscribe. And what does it mean for your stock? So I believe that, you know, a very broad line message here is that what have the S&P on your watch list, okay, on your stock. So you know where the S&P is going. So when it's going down, you know in your mind, okay, the overall market, right, the index can go down temporarily until 2800 because there are some resistance line. Obviously it can go more down, but it's then possible that it bounce back. So if you're thinking this way, then just make the correlation. So for example, you are panicking because, you know, the market goes down and down and down, and then you don't know, should I buy today or tomorrow, and it's further going down, and then it reached 2800. What do? You buy, right? Because the probability is that those levels are getting held, or it's getting a bounce back from there, right? So, and don't forget, guys, you know, people are saying, wow, that is, you know, such red days are so bad for the market, you know, I can't take it, I get a stroke or a heart attack or whatsoever, you know, or I break the bull because I'm not happy with this actually fall down, okay? I don't have any aggressions or something like that. But, you know, I believe that this is very important to understand the psychology of the market. That, you know, you always have to put emotions out of the game. Okay, I know it's very, very hard, especially if you see these red numbers in your portfolio, you want to cry. But those are the days where you actually pump up your portfolio. You put, you know, your money, more money into the system. How you can do it? If you save, guys, save as much as money. You know, you don't need to Starbucks for $5. Just, you know, put the $5 every day on site, and if you just save the 5 weekdays, that's about $2,500, right? And always think this $100 invested will be one day 100 times this amount. So that would be about $10,000, right? So are you able to avoid the Starbucks coffee for $10,000 per month? I think yes, right? I think yes. I think you can do it. And I know there are some people out there right now who's saying, hey, Danny, I'm a Starbucks investor, why you tell my potential clients to stop buying coffee. Well, I'm not against Starbucks obviously here, but you get the point. You can avoid luxury items to invest this money to make your dreams come true. For some it's maybe a Rolex, for some it's financial freedom, for some it's family support, for some it's just some experience like travel or going into space with Virgin Galactic. There are very, very different dreams, but you can do it with saving and investing, and I hope this is helpful, guys. So so this is explaining a little bit the market technicals and fundamentals, but obviously news are very important, guys, right? If we will see, let's have a look what the markets are actually doing, or the areas. Let's have a look. Is it statistics? Oh yeah. So as you can see, it seems to go a little bit higher again. But again, we had this higher at down points a couple of times now. So it's really hard to see if this is now for good or, exiting this trend line here. But, this is very important to watch. Let's see by state, because we know that some regions are more affected than others. Okay, so Arizona is really affected here. It seems that more and more people are getting affected by the health crisis. Florida was also imagine on the 4th of July we just had 1,420 people, and now already 2,000 almost per day, guys. Okay, and New York is handling it very, very well, guys. For those from New York, you have a very, very good government and leadership there. Texas is also interesting because it was Texas a little bit lower now. But, those cases will be interested after the weekend, because some people don't work on the weekend or don't go to the doctor on the weekend. So you might see these cases even spike on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are the important days, guys. So definitely to watch. So not only technicals on the market, but also news, guys. This will be important, and what this news will mean for the economy. Shutdown number 2, most probably not, but you never know, right? If the health system will say, hey, we cannot handle it anymore, then that's it. So let's have a look, guys, into your comments. Wrong button. So here we are. Let me just put the other live stream next to it, and let's have a chat. Oh, there's someone saying my short will start in July. Very important in July will be that there is something which is currently under negotiation, and this is the, I think, next, I don't know the number of which package this is, but it's definitely the next stimulus package for those people with protection programs, stimulus and checks and so on. So this will be very important. A bullish sign would be when the government will issue this brand new package, right, for the people of America. If not, I see this as a bearish sign, because obviously this will be something negative, because those people, some people are getting even more from the government now as when they would work, especially, the lower wages jobs like waiters, this kind of thing. So very, very interesting, but definitely interesting to see what happened with the next package, right? So this is important to watch for July. End of July is the last day. Let's have a look. There's so many comments here, guys. I'm really appreciating this. So there's people saying Hertz is a nice casino. Space is the future. We had very successful space launches this weekend, guys. So this maybe will help short-term Virgin Galactic. Then we have our member here, Mario from London. Welcome and best to London. We have also our regulars here like Raphael, DRK, highly appreciating your support, guys. There's people saying Giga Shanghai will make up for Fremont loss. Yes, this will be very interesting, guys. Tomorrow, if you are interested into Tesla, tomorrow I'm launching Tesla Sundays, my usual Sunday vlog on Tesla, and I am going to make sure to actually have another live stream Tesla. So always Sundays is Tesla live stream and live and vlog, I mean. So very, very much Tesla on Sundays here on this channel. There are some people that want a sailboat, you know, very easy. I heard there's two great days on the owner of boats. A, when they buy the boat, and second day when they sell the boat. So there's also some questions on if I trading crypto. No, I was trading crypto, you know, I was, you know, just to be part of this Bitcoin boom. I invested a little bit, but it was nothing significant for me. There are some people that work on Sundays. Interesting. There's Nicolas, extremely overvalued. I would agree, guys. I posted today a vlog that I believe that Nikola will crash, guys, or can crash, okay? So those are stocks that I wouldn't touch for very, very much money. If you want to have more than just, you know, this 3 pieces of content every single day on this channel, there's even more on my membership group. If you just press the join button below all my videos and live streams, you can figure out what we have there. It's great value. Is you know, you supporting the channel, obviously. And there's 3 options, guys. There's the gold tier, which is the standard basic support, something like Patriot, yeah, right? You support the channel, and if you like the content, the information, and so on. And the Real Wolf will get you already the access to my private Discord group where we chat about investment ideas, where I post my trades, you know, which I do. So if you see my trades, you understand, you know, the methodology behind it. And then the Ultimate Wolf, which is the diamond tier, will give you even one-on-one with me. So you can chat with me on daily basis via email, social media, whatsoever, and we talk about your trades, my trades, ideas, and so on. So quite interesting if you want to have more. And also, last thing here, if you having Instagram, then follow me there as well, Wolf of Dubai Danny. I'm posting there quite interesting stuff, also a little bit about Dubai if you're interested how I live here and so on and so forth. I post sometimes stories, fun, finance, stocks, and so on. So I would love that you follow me there as well, and then you are pretty much very well covered, guys. Okay, then you are fully equipped if you are a member, if you are following me on Instagram and watching also my daily vlog, as well as all the other let's say, live streams and contents that I'm producing here. Guys, I'm super appreciating always when you tune in, watch on the weekend. I think you can learn a lot. I think this is a win-win situation. And, I'm super happy and pumped to see you tomorrow, guys. So thank you very much for watching. And, have a nice Saturday.